To complete a sale transaction, open the TymePause app and enter your user ID and PIN to log in. Select the sale option. Capture the transaction amount by using the numerical keys in the bottom half of the display. Remember to punch the last 2 zeros. Verify that the correct amount is reflected. Capture the customer's mobile number. This is optional. Capture the details or description of the transaction. Select the Make Payment option. The app will prompt the customer to tap their card or device in the case of Apple and Samsung Pay. The customer must tap their card or device against your smartphone. The cardholder is required to hold their payment card face down with the back of the card touching the back of your phone. Please note that most smartphone NFC readers are at the top left quarter of the mobile device. With most banks, and if unchanged by the customer, a PIN will not be required from the customer for transactions less than 500 rands. If the transaction is greater than 500 rands, then the customer will be prompted to capture their card PIN using the secure PIN pad. For security reasons, the numbers on the PIN pad are arranged randomly so that the merchant cannot guess the PIN by watching the cardholder's hand movements. The keypad to enter the PIN will be displayed on the mobile device. The cardholder will have to enter their PIN on there and press the green enter button located at the right bottom corner of the screen. If the customer would like to correct or cancel the PIN, then they will press the red cancel button at the bottom left-hand corner. Once the customer has entered their PIN and pressed enter, then the processing screen will appear. The transaction is sent for processing. Once the transaction is completed successfully, and if the customer requires an e-receipt, you can scroll down to send the receipt to the customer using one or both options available by either emailing it to the customer using their email address or sending it to their mobile number. The last thing to note is when the transaction is approved, the merchant will receive a settlement for the transaction and the amount into their TymeBank SME account in accordance with the agreed settlement periods. When the transaction is declined, the merchant must request the customer to pay with another NFC-enabled chip card or pay in cash.
Hello. You are live, but you must unmute.
Definitely.
You are on mute. How are you?
In 2022, we're still reminded to unmute. That's unreal.
Oh, that's me.
I'm well,
Yeah.
thank you. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm surviving. Hey, after spending well, this is my daily situation with 2 single-digit aged people. They know how to knock you out and humble you, those guys. But I'm okay, thanks. Then I'm
I
gonna
know
start with
exactly how they look.
So I'm gonna start with a question that just crossed my mind while the video was playing. Is that you doing the voiceover?
Does it sound like me?
I feel like we have to see if there's other talents we can tap into, like, hey, I need a voiceover artist.
It is my voice. Yes,
Yeah,
that's my voice.
yeah. No, great job. Anyway, thank you for joining me and agreeing, to join me at this time of the evening during the week. Without further ado, will you please introduce yourself to our audience? So we are being seen by the Facebook group, BrownSense, the page on Facebook, YouTube, not Insta, I'm sorry, Twitter, as well as LinkedIn, and on my personal timeline. So you can say hi to my friends too, as you're introducing yourself.
Okay. I think I'm gonna take off my AirPods and listen on the screen. Don't worry, coming in. I don't have toddlers like you.
Eish, yeah.
So I am Nande Langeni, as the screen says. I work for TymeBank. I've been with TymeBank for just over 5 years now, going on the 6th year. I started there in 2016. I started as a financial manager, and but due to my passion for customers and what customers want and what customers need, and I moved to customer insights. Basically, that's what we call the voice of the customer, because we
Mhm.
listen to what the customer says and then we inform the business of what the customer is saying, so that the business can make decisions that
Yeah.
are aligned with what the customer wants and needs. And then currently, I'm also holding the head of the SME lead, because we are starting to vigorously focus on SME. So, and that is why I'm here. So I am currently also acting in that role.
Awesome. Awesome. And that is the reason why we are here tonight, right?
Yes, 100%. The
Yeah,
SME, our
sure.
entrepreneurs.
So maybe before we go into the role and what it entails, if there's any myth maybe that you would like to dispel about TymeBank, what would that myth be? Or misperception or whatever?
Well, there are two.
Yeah.
There definitely are. There's quite a few, but there are two that I definitely like to put straight. The first one
Yeah.
is the fact that we are a bank for a certain market. Like we
Hmm.
are a bank for some people. We are not a bank for some people. We are a bank for everyone. If you earn or don't earn, if you have 10 rands, we are a bank for you. If you have 100 million, we are still a bank for you. We are a bank for everyone,
Yeah.
from the bottom to the top. No one is excluded, and we are very inclusive in our offerings. And then the second one is the fact that we are a bank for Pick and Pay and Boxer. And I think that's one of the most popular ones, because of the fact that when we launched, obviously, I am assuming that people know we are a digital bank, which means that we don't have
Yeah.
branches. We are branchless. In order to contact us, you contact us digitally, whether by telephone, WhatsApp, email, or any other platform. But
Yeah.
where you can get your card at Pick and Pay and Boxer stores, that's where we have our kiosks. And
Hmm.
people, because we are there, think that we are a bank that belongs to Pick and Pay. No, we don't belong to Pick and Pay. Pick and Pay is just our partner, but
Sure.
they don't own the bank, and we're not a bank for Pick and Pay. You can use your TymeBank card literally like any other bank card. You can
Yeah.
withdraw at any ATM. You can withdraw
Hmm.
at other stores like your ShopRite, Checkers, whatever. And
Hmm.
you can swipe at all the stores, not just at Pick and Pay and Boxer. So we are a normal bank.
Awesome. Yeah. That sounds very exciting. I think also maybe if you can, for the benefit of our audience, take us through some of the offerings. I think, for myself, in the first time I came across TymeBank, I never knew that there's an SME offering, but here I am today sitting with the SME lead for TymeBank. Maybe take us and unpack, what the bank has to offer and what might be of interest that a lot of us might not know about.
Okay, so I'll quickly skim through what we offer for everyday banking, which is the normal person who's not necessarily an entrepreneur or has a business. We offer an everyday account, which works like a transactional account. And
Hmm.
we call it a check account, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a check. But we all know checks don't exist anymore, except if you come in like from like way, way, way back then.
Yeah.
So we have a normal transactional account where you can put your money, where your salary can be paid and your debit orders can go through. And the one best thing about that account I can mention is the fact that it doesn't have any monthly fees. You pay as you use, and most of your everyday transactions are free, which is your EFTs. They are free, normal EFTs, and your buying electricity or buying airtime, that is also free. You don't pay for that. So the normal everyday transactions are mostly free. And then we have the reason that we are here, the SME account. I know most people don't know that TymeBank has an SME offering because it's not something that we have been vocal about much. Because we were still focused a lot on the everyday account, right? Because we're a fairly new bank, our focus was mainly on the everyday account. But now we are definitely turning the tables. We are focusing, and like I said, vigorously focusing on it, the SME account. The SME account that we're offering currently, we don't link to the CIPC, which means that you can't have your PTY limited in the name of your account that you are opening with us. And you can't put in your registration number because we are not linked to the CIPC at the moment. We don't have that capability. So we mostly cater then for your individual-owned businesses, your sole traders. And the account for the SME works the same way as the everyday account in terms of you also pay as you use. You don't have a monthly account fee. EFTs are free. You swipe. It works exactly the same way. One of the best benefits that people love the most, it's just a nice to have, is the fact that you earn double smart shopper points when you shop at Pick and Pay and Boxer. So you earn points when you swipe with your TymeBank card. This works for both the business and the personal account. You earn double smart shopper points at Pick and Pay, and when you're shopping anywhere else, you still earn smart shopper points. It's just that you'll earn a single smart shopper point as long as you swipe your card. So every time you swipe, you do earn a smart shopper points. So those are the two accounts that we have with TymeBank.
Awesome.
Awesome. Actually, I almost forgot. We just recently launched a credit card. We launched it like literally, yes, we launched a credit card. Was it this week on Monday? This week has been very long. I can't remember. But we just launched a credit card. I think it was on Monday. It's available to those obviously who qualify. We want, our aim is to make sure that everyone has access to credit, but credit that is fair and that you can use wisely.
Sure. That's the main thing, right? Responsible.
100%. Responsible usage is the best.
So at the beginning, just before we started our interview, there's a video that played which demonstrates how a product called Time Pause works. Can you please tell us about that, and in what way is it a game changer and how it can benefit your business people?
100%. So we, as I said earlier on, we are now focusing on SMEs, making sure that they're not neglected, they feel the love from TymeBank. And this is one of the products that we just going out to market with. It's not yet live; it's still at pilot stage, but it's a very good product, even if I say so myself. Time Pause, it's literally a pause device that will work on your cell phone. It works on most cell phones, most Android cell phones that have NFI. So I didn't know what NFI was until obviously I found I had to learn about Time Pause. It just means NFC. It just means near field communication, and I had no idea what that was. So for the person who's like me who doesn't know what that is, it's just that thing that allows your phone to tap. You can tap your phone at most things, or you can charge your phone with the battery not inserting the charger. That's NFC. But most phones in our days come with that as a standard. So this is why we chose that it must be an Android app. For now, it's still an Android app. It's unfortunately not yet available on iOS. And this is guided by the fact that most people in South Africa use Android. And therefore, we had to prioritize for the majority. So basically how it works is you register with us. Currently, as I said, it's still on pilot, so the registration is quite manual. You register with us. There's a form which is online. You just complete the form. Once you complete the form, we'll receive it on our side. We will do our checks to see if you have an SME account, because that is a requirement. You must have an SME account because that is where your money will be deposited into from the transactions. So the requirements is an NFC enabled phone, as I explained what that is. Most Android phones have that. And then the other requirement is that you must have an SME everyday account with TymeBank. Then you download this app. After you've registered with us, we'll send you an SMS to say that we have received your application, your registration is successful. Please download the app. And then you can download the app. Is available on the App Store for all Android devices.
Yeah.
It's also available on some Huawei devices, but currently we do have a struggle with some of the Huawei devices. Not all of them work, but some of them do. But most Androids definitely, as long as you have NFC, you are good to go. You download it by clicking on the link that we will send you, or you can just go to your App Store and download it. After you've downloaded it, we would have sent you a PIN, which you will just then enter there, your username and PIN. You use it, you register, and you are good to go. Like literally, it doesn't even take 10 minutes. Once you've received the SMS, you are good to go. Download. You log in with the PIN that we've sent to you. You're good to go, and then you can change your PIN so that you can personalize it. You don't use the one that we've sent to you. Actually, it's a requirement that you change it so that nothing can ever happen. We can't say TymeBank knew my PIN, even though we don't even know it. But still, you're required to change the PIN so that you put your own personal PIN that you will remember.
Yeah.
And then literally you can take people's payments on your cell phone, guys. People can just tap on your cell phone and the payment goes through. So as we know, most times when people tap their cards, it doesn't require a PIN. You can just go through, but the maximum that anyone can spend on tapping without a PIN is 500 rands. And most times the banks, if you're tapping more than 3 times or whatever, they will require a PIN. But that is a bank setting, not a TymeBank setting. So you just have to tap your card on the cell phone and voila, the transaction comes through. And this is very good for people who have businesses that are mobile. They are selling, if you're selling Tupperware, if you're selling whatever, Avon, if you selling hair, you can go to your customers and say, okay, cash on delivery, here you go, and then they tap, because not everybody carries cash. This is a very, very nice offering, I must say.
It is. So basically what you're saying, Nande, is that I don't need an additional device, right, to collect payments as a merchant or a business person. I can have the time pause on my pink phone here. There's the pink phone. And then someone comes with a card and they just tap.
Very pink, but
this is my special phone. So that's basically 100%. How easy.
I love your pink phone.
Yeah.
The one other thing that I can mention, Zuzukile, is people are skeptical on tapping on people's phones, right? Because I mean, we know, unfortunately, we live in South Africa and there's a lot of crime. We don't want our details to be taken. Like, what if your phone keeps, the phone cannot keep, go straight wired to where they need to go, which is your bank and TymeBank. They communicate together, the money moves from your bank to TymeBank, and that's it. Your details cannot be kept. The nice thing is when it requires you to enter a PIN, the numpad on your phone, it's rearranged.
Yeah.
It doesn't arrange it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 as we know it. It will arrange it as it wants to arrange it, whatever way, randomly, so that if you are using my phone to put in your PIN, I can't guess the PIN that you put in. So even if I wanted to, I won't be able to guess it because the numbers will be messed up. So it's a very great, and we've tried to make it very safe, so that it protects us from fraud, and obviously our customers are also protected.
That's really great. Wow.
Oh, so one myth that I would like, with regards to the tapping, the one myth that I would like, sorry, Mzuzukile, with regards to tapping, one myth that I would like to take the power from right now is the fact that people can tap your card from far. That is not possible. It's not, you can't be walking and I just tap your card with my phone from far. That is not possible. You need to literally hold the card very close, like very close to it. And some you actually need to put it right there. So I can't just be tapping your card from far. And you can't tap many times for the same transaction. It won't go through.
Sure. I love the way that the security sounds around this. Okay. No, that really sounds very, very exciting. So I've shared some information on our comments section as well as the screen. As Nande, you've said that you're still also running a pilot around this. I've shared the link for people to sign up so that they can get to benefit taking part in this pilot phase. I think one of the things maybe that we must highlight, what is the benefit to the people that will be taking part in this pilot phase, and to say, I'm raising my hand, I want to test this, I want to be one of the first people, at the front, ground floor, basement, whatever level it is, that test this, and I can say that I was there right at the beginning. I think
my connection is quite my connection is a bit poor, so I missed you there. But you were saying, what is there?
So if I raise my hand and I say, I would like
I missed
to
you a bit there, Mzuzukile.
Are you still missing me? Or am I back now? Am I back?
Yes, you are back.
Okay.
Yes, you
so
are.
If if I raise my hand and I say I want to take part in the pilot phase, right? What do I stand to benefit from, right? I'm giving you my time. I'm giving you feedback, in terms of how the experience is like. What is it? What is the exchange from a TymeBank perspective?
So we definitely are looking for people to pilot this for us, and as you have put it in your group, we're looking for people to pilot. The best thing that you will get with the pilot is the fact that the transactions that you are doing will be free. For a whole 2-month period, the transactions will be free. So if you take up the pilot now, February will be free, March will be free. We are planning on going live in April. So once we start going live, then the free transaction will start charging. As we might know or might not know, the POS device, you get charged for transactions when you're using the POS device. There's a minimum fee that the bank charges in all banks, whatever whatever POS machine you're having. Now, other banks, you actually even rent the POS machine itself, which gets to become a bit expensive for entrepreneurs that are not making too much money or a lot of money. But with the time pause, you will not have to pay rental because you're using your phone. And so even when we get to the live stage where we will be charging the least amount of fees that any other POS machine charges. It will be the least. And that's just obviously how we roll at TymeBank, right? We always want to give our customers the best at the least possible amount that they need to pay. So it's not just about us making money, but it's about us bettering the lives of South Africans, giving them what they actually deserve. If they can get it for free, then great. If you have to pay, we have to charge the minimal amount that we have to charge. So it will be very affordable. It will be the cheapest in the market once it goes live. But for the first 2 months, it will be free. All transactions that you are doing there will be free. You will get your settlement immediately. Like if those who know, generally for settlement, you can wait for a week from the bank. So within the pilot stages, we will not let you wait that long for your settlement. 2 days time, you will be getting your settlement so that you're not sitting without your money. And the one thing that we ask is that you give us feedback on how this works for you. Is it good? How did the transactions go? Was it fast? Was it slow? What would you like us to improve? What do you see as slagging? What is the best feature about it? So that we can improve anything that we can improve and make it better.
Sure. That sounds awesome. We've got a question here from Kabelo Newton Mahobe. I hope I've pronounced your surname correctly. Kabelo says, using TymeBank and satisfied so far. 2 questions. 1, can I have the SME account and personal separate, including account numbers? 2, is there a facility of immediate payments to other banks? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Kabelo. Yes, both to your questions, the answer is yes. I'm very happy to say yes to both. So the SME account, as much as you are required to first open an everyday account to open an SME account, but your SME account is totally separate from your everyday account, so that you are able to separate your business money from your personal money. And if you are working for your business, you can pay yourself a salary into your personal account so that you use your money, your personal money, and not the business money. And you are able to do your financials separately from that of yourself. So yes, the 2 accounts are separate. You get 2 cards, 2 different account numbers. And then the immediate facilities, yes, we do have it. We launched it, I think, in December, if I'm not mistaken. We launched it in December, so it's definitely live. You can make immediate payment to all banks. It comes at a nominal fee, but it's available.
Great stuff. Awesome. Let me see. We've got another comment here or question from Shabir. Not that Shabir. Shabir Madingwane. Please tell me this is being recorded. I just joined this live chat. Definitely being recorded. We will also be resharing it, excuse me, over a period of time, Shabir. So whatever you've missed out, you will catch up again in the coming days. Yeah, so I was tempted to ask you a question, then I said, I'm boozy, but I think let me ask you. If you were to sit with the president who's doing the sauna tonight as we are busy here talking, and you would say, Mr. President, this is the one thing that we would like to see you do, not hear you say. What would that thing be?
Oh my gosh. I think this is the one thing that everybody like really needs. Job creation. We know that obviously the government can't employ everyone, right? But as long as the government creates an enabling environment for businesses to prosper, then businesses will be able to hire people. We have such a high rate of unemployment. The youth one is even so bad, it's disheartening. And you know what the worst thing for me is the fact that the small businesses that are starting out, they're still trying, and then boom, load shedding comes. How are you supposed to survive? So, which means that the environment is not enabling for small businesses to prosper, because they don't have money for generators to power up their businesses, or to buy petrol. I mean, petrol is very expensive. So the one thing that would definitely make my heart smile is job creation, not just with the lip. If we look back at the history, we've been lip creating jobs since the beginning, but the jobs are not there, and the environment is not enabling. as I said, I'm not expecting the government to hire everyone. But I'm expecting the government to create an enabling environment so that small businesses can prosper and hire people.
Awesome. I love that, and I think that's why the spirit for this relationship that we are building with TymeBank is themed partnerships that create value. It's the spirit of enabling and creating an environment where businesses can grow, flourish, and there's something that from day one of starting BrownSense that I used to not only say publicly but to myself, which was I'm not the author of that statement, so I just used to like saying this to myself. Start with what you have where you are. So there's always something somewhere, some skill, a connection here and there, or whatever. It can be half a step forward, or one step, or maybe two steps forward, as long as, or even crawling.
As long as you move.
No, you have to move. I mean, when I was in high school many years ago, I used to be part of the running team after school. And the one thing that stuck to my mind was when it was not a competitive team. It was more like a hobby, extracurricular type thing after school. And this guy said to us, no matter how tired you are, don't stop moving. You can walk, but just don't stop. Don't slow down to catch your breath. Keep on moving, even if you're walking. And he didn't even explain what he meant by that. But in my mind, I was like, yeah, this is something I can apply in many areas of my life. Nande, I think you're freezing. I don't know if you freezing. If anyone from
I'm
our
back now. I could see. I was like, this network won't let me breathe.
As my kids would say, but we at this stage, what is stage? Freeze. Anyway, Nande, thank you. I'm freezing the food. Freezing.
But I'm back now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
This is the time of can you hear me?
Yeah. No, I was saying thank you for your time. I think I enjoyed our conversation. I think we should have more of these another time. I think there's a lot of layers that we can unpack just from this one conversation, spin-off conversations that we can have. Thank you. I look forward to more engagements, more exciting stuff. There's so many potential or so many opportunities that can be created, not only for the benefit of TymeBank or even of BrownSense, but the community of people that we serve. Essentially, that is what it's all about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nzuzukile. Like, this is definitely the reason we formed a partnership with you. The passion that you have for building people and ensuring that you give them opportunities to grow, an enabling environment. And that's what we want. As a bank, we know that at times banks are seen as sharks that just want to eat and eat. But we believe in building people. We believe in building our people and making sure that if we all grow, then the nation will grow, right? So we just need to grow together.
Yeah. And that is the best parting shot that we have for tonight's conversation. Thank you, Nande, and thanks to everyone that joined us tonight. Anyone that has missed it, we'll have this repeating or resharing it in the group and other platforms as well. Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.